Good day to you, students. I want to believe you guys are staying safe and healthy in your various homes. In our last class, we discussed water pollution, where we spoke extensively on the various sources of water pollution and how we can control water pollution. Today, we are looking at a new subtopic under environmental pollution, titled air pollution. And by the end of this class, this lesson, I expect each and every one of us to be able to mention the constituents of a pure air and also define what air pollution is. Then thirdly, you must be able to give examples of air pollutants and their effect to man and the environment. Then lastly, you must be able to highlight the various methods of preventing or controlling air pollution. To start with, let's quickly look at the composition of clean and dry air. The air we have in the atmosphere is said to be clean when it is made up of this constituent. That is, what are the components of clean or dry air and their percentage composition? Number one, nitrogen. The percentage composition of nitrogen in every clean air must always be equal to 78%. While that of oxygen is 21%. Then we also have the noble gases in the air, which takes about 1%. Let's just say 0.93% to be percentage to be precise. Then carbon dioxide is also present in the atmosphere, in the air you have in the atmosphere. That one is 0.03%. That is less than 1. Okay? Now, every time you have anything short of these four constituents we have mentioned here means that that particular air is not pure. That is, it is polluted. Take for instance, if you have, maybe you have 25% oxygen, or you have 0 or 1% carbon dioxide, it means such air is not pure. Now, what do you now mean by air pollution? Air pollution is the discharge of harmful waste substances which contaminate the atmosphere. Any substance that leads to the pollution of our air is what you refer to as air pollutants. Air pollutants. And these air pollutants could either be in gaseous state, solid state, or liquid state. What are the various sources of air pollution? There are various sources of air pollution which are mentioned up here. We have the automobiles, that is the vehicles, your cars, the motorcycles and the likes. Then power stations. This is where you have nuclear power stations where radioactive rays are being emitted. Then we have in the industries where some certain powerful gases are also emitted. Then burning of wood and vegetation for agricultural purposes. And lastly, the decay of dead plants and animals, which could actually lead to the emission of carbon dioxide and an offensive odor during the decay of these living organisms. Now, let us quickly look at the major air pollutants and their effects. Number one, carbon dioxide is one of the air pollutants. And what is the effect of this in our environment? It leads to what is called greenhouse effect, or you call that global warming. Then the next one is sulfur oxide, that is sulfur dioxide. This one could lead to lung diseases in humans. And because it is acidic, it is an acidic oxide, it can actually lead to what is called acid rain. Then the next one is nitrogen oxide. This one is also an acidic oxide. It can also lead to what is called acid rain. Apart from that, it can also lead to what is called irritation of the lung, suffocation, diseases in plants, and corrosion of metallic objects. Then the next one is carbon monoxide. That is carbon 2 oxide. This one reacts, we are actually meant to be inhaling oxygen. But the moment you have excessive carbon monoxide in the atmosphere, that means you inhale carbon monoxide instead of oxygen. And whenever you inhale oxygen, there is a compound that will be formed because the oxygen will react with the hemoglobin content of your blood to give rise to what is called oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin is a very mobile compound which helps in transporting materials around the body of living organisms. But the moment you are inhaling carbon monoxide, instead of you to form oxyhemoglobin, it now gives rise to what is called carboxyhemoglobin. This carboxyhemoglobin is a very dense compound. It doesn't have the ability to move things around in our body system. And since there is no movement of substances or materials around your body, then you will discover that weakness sets in. And that's why we said carbon monoxide reacts with hemoglobin in the blood, preventing it from taking oxygen and form carboxyhemoglobin, which can lead to death by suffocation. Then the next one is radioactive rays from nuclear or power plants. This type of air pollutants can actually lead to what is called radioactive diseases like cancer and some other likely diseases. Then the next one is hydrogen sulfide. You know, one of the properties of hydrogen sulfide is that it has a rotten egg smell, which can actually bring about an offensive odor in the environment, and it can also lead to suffocation in humans. Then the next one is dust particles. Whenever you have excess of dust in the environment or in the atmosphere, this can lead to blindness. Then we also have smoke. Smoke causes injuries to the lung of the respiratory tract and discomfort to man. And smoke from cigarettes can also cause what is called lung cancer and chronic bronchitis. Then the next one is smog. Smog is the mixture of gases and moisture in the atmosphere. So when you have this in the atmosphere, you call it photochemical smog. It can actually lead to respiratory problems or diseases like nausea. Then the last one we have here is radioactive rays, which are very dangerous to the head and can destroy the genes in living organisms. Now, how can we control or prevent air pollution? Number one, proper maintenance of machinery, motor vehicles, boilers, furnaces, and shielding. When your machineries are in good condition, there is tendency for them not to be releasing some offensive or dangerous gases into the atmosphere. Then cover noses properly with white clean handkerchief if you accidentally get to an area that is polluted. Then planting of trees, that is afforestation. Plants can use carbon dioxide, the excess carbon dioxide you have in the atmosphere can be exhausted by the plant for their photosynthetic activities. Then the next one, government should try to enact strict law in order to discourage things or activities like bush burning. There should be rules, okay? The next one here is rooms and kitchens should be well ventilated to prevent air pollution in our various homes. And the last one is gas flaring should be discouraged to avoid release of harmful gases into the air. I want to believe with this short video of mine, I've been able to educate you students in your various homes. But this is just a few things among the many more things we are still going to discuss at the Google Classroom. As you watch this, and I expect you at the Google Classroom, I pray you remain blessed. Thank you.